Alright, things you're going to need to make this: microspoons, a thermometer, an extra needle, 10 milliliters of sterile water. You're also going to need a reputable source of lidocaine. You're going to need a very accurate scale to the 10,000ths or the thousandths. And you're going to need some simple directions. So we've just got done boiling these 20 milliliter vials to sterilize them for 20 minutes, along with the micro spoon right here. Now we're going to start to make the 2% lidocaine. So we're going to take one of these sterile vials out of here. These are very hot, so make sure you use a pair of tongs. Go ahead and turn it on its side and let all that water drip out. After that's done, we're going to carefully transfer it over here. We're going to turn it right side up, as well as we're going to get ourselves a cap. And a lid out of here. We can also grab this micro spoon and set this to the side. Now, since I'm going to reuse this exact same pot of boiling water, I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these out of here. Alright, you can see I've taken all the vials out. Now we're going to start our second step. The second step is going to be to weigh the appropriate amount of lidocaine USP powder onto this scale to make the correct solution you want. For this solution that I want to use is going to be a 2.5 solution of lidocaine. So if we look at our ingredients here, we're going to need 0.25 grams of lidocaine USP powder and 10 milliliters of saline. Now that we've washed our hands good and gloved up, we're going to take our sterile vial and we're going to set it on our scale. Now we're going to push the tare button to reset the scale to 0. Next, we're going to get our lidocaine. Now we're going to take our micro spoon, dip it in our lidocaine powder, and bring it out very carefully. We only need 1/4 of 1 gram. Well, that wasn't very good. We're going to have to add a little bit more. We want that to say 250. So we're at 0.1. We're at 190. Alright, and we're at 264. Close enough. Alright, after I cleaned off the spilled lidocaine that was on the scale, we got the scale down to what we need, 0.250, which is 1/4 of 1 gram. Now the next step of this is we need to add 10 milliliters of 0.9 sterile sodium chloride solution. These are pre-filled from BD. They're great. We're going to undo the cap off the needle. And now we're going to add that 10 milliliters of sterile solution to the lidocaine powder. Alright, in the end there I decided to take the needle off. It was taking way too much time. So we're going to fill this up. Now we've completely emptied the 10 milliliter. Now to make this lidocaine powder soluble with the water, we're going to need to heat it up to 182 degrees, which is lidocaine's melting point. So we're going to put it back in the pot, and we're going to use it as a double boiler. Alright, the next step in this, I don't know if you can see, but the lidocaine powder is still there in the bottom. It's not dissolved into the sterile water yet. So what we're going to have to use is the same pot that we boiled the water to sterilize everything, and we're going to use it as a double boiler to cause the lidocaine to go into the water solution. So we're going to grab that with our tongs. And we're going to pick this up carefully because it's very, very hot. And we're going to stick it carefully into the water. There we go. Now we're going to let that boil. And while we let that boil, we're going to take a temperature reading. This needs to get up to, I read online 154 degrees, but I read on a couple other places 180. So we'll just do 180 to be safe. But once the water inside reaches 180, we'll give a little bit of stir, like I'm doing with the thermometer right now. And this should start to cause the powder to turn into liquid and dissolve. So we're going to check that again in just a minute. Alright, we're almost to the right temperature. So we have our water in here. It's actually starting to boil a little bit, so I know we're good. So we're going to stir this for just a minute until the rest of that dissolves, and we'll be right back to take it out. Now we're ever so carefully going to take this out of the water. This is our complete solution. And we're going to set it down. Oh, there we go. And we're going to look inside. And if you look inside, you'll see all the white powder is completely dissolved into the liquid. Now we're going to put our rubber stopper cap on the vial. That way we have a less chance of spilling this. And then we're just going to give it a gentle shake. Careful, it's very hot. And you know you've done it right when you look inside and there's no more lidocaine powder. Had to put that down there for a second. Got a little bit hot. And there you go. You have 10 milliliters of 2.5% lidocaine USP. So I just wanted you to know that I did try this out on myself and it worked great. You can see the red dot right there in the C in my hand. My fingers are both numb, and yes, I was sure to pull back on the plunger to make sure I wasn't in any blood veins. And the numbing time so far has been about 5 minutes. So this definitely works good. Alright, well, I just wanted you to know how to do this in case shit hits the fan. You have to do this on your own to give yourself stitches or someone else stitches. So, hope this helped and hope you guys have an awesome day.